What's up, guys? Today, wait. Oh, God. Having problems with the camera there. Anyways, stick around, and you don't want to miss what I'm going to talk about today. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and it has been a few weeks since I've actually posted a video. Things have been pretty hectic where I'm at, and I'm going to be explaining all that to you guys right now on this video. So first of all, I want to thank all of you who recently have subscribed to my channel. For those of you that are new, I want to thank you and welcome you, and I hope and pray to God that I am able to make content for you that's going to help you and encourage you and inspire you, just like I have been on TikTok. I know many of my subscribers are coming from TikTok, but I do want to thank each and every one of you for subscribing to my channel. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button along with hitting the notifications button. It will let you know every time I post a video. Let's get to the video now. Here we are, August, and I don't even know what the day is today. I know it's Tuesday, and it has been literally 5 months that I have been here. And I'm going to be talking about my whole time that I've been here, and I'm going to try to keep it quick, but I'm going to try to give you as much information as you could possibly need, especially for those of you that don't know my story. So back in March, before March, back in 2016, back in 2016, I flew back home from Australia. I had been living here with my wife and kids for a number of years. What wound up happening is that my wife and I, we had problems, okay? And I wound up leaving. I had to leave, and I wound up back home. I stayed there for 4 years, which I tried to basically live my life and start over. That's basically what wound up happening, is that I had to start over from where I was staying. I didn't have a job. I didn't have nothing. I came back to literally nothing, just pretty much the clothes that were on my back, and I was a mess. I did not look good when I came back from Australia, and I needed to get a lot of help, which I did, because I wound up going and staying with my sister, which I thank God for, because she's been serving the Lord for a number of years, quite a few years. And I knew that that was going to be the safest place for me to go and to get back into the things of God, because I pretty much neglected a lot of what God wanted to do in my life. And so that was the beginning of my way back from being in this huge mess. Along with everything that was going on in my life, I was so caught up in being depressed and sad because I left my children, which was something I did not want to experience, something I didn't want to go through, but I didn't have a choice at the time. Make a long story short, fast forward all the way to 2020. 2020, March 3rd, I landed here in Australia, being away from my children for 4 years, and I didn't even know if that was going to happen, but it did. God opened up the doors for me to come during that time, and I arrived on March 3rd. Spent about a week with them. Just after a week I landed, the borders closed down, COVID hit. Many of you know what happened back in March. This whole year has been a complete mess for everybody. I got stuck here with my kids, which I was completely okay with. My job couldn't let me go because of my situation, and of course I was stuck here under the COVID shutdown, so my job could not let me go. So I still had all that to fall back on. I think I still have my job. I don't even know. But during that week, my wife at the time, and we weren't divorced, we were just separated. My wife at the time had already been battling breast cancer. Now, when I got here, she was already starting to get bad, and I didn't even know it. And then we didn't even know how bad it was. So she wound up going to the hospital around the time that they shut everything down, and she wound up staying there. During her time of her staying there, she wound up losing the place where she was. She had to move out. So my kids and the mother of my children had to go back, grab their stuff, and they brought all their stuff over to where I was staying at the Airbnb. Now, once the shutdown occurred, a really good friend of mine, and I consider her my best friend, Zorse12, who is from TikTok, was a huge help and has been a huge help from day one. Helped me to develop the GoFundMe page, which was basically going to help me during the time of me staying here. When I landed in Australia, I landed with the amount of money I was going to need to be here, to spend time with my kids, and go back, and that was it. I was literally going to go back broke. I didn't have any extra money. I just started to rebuild my life. Knowing that I was going to be here and not be able to go back home, I was going to need some kind of support. Of course, many of you know, you've all supported me since March, since this whole GoFundMe thing has started. And then time went on, people were helping us out, people were donating, people were giving, which was good because we didn't have nowhere to go. And I needed to extend the stay where I was staying. So we wound up extending the stay. So right away, as soon as the money started to go in, I started using it because I ran out from my own personal funds. On April 21st, 8:30 in the morning, my wife, the mother of my children, she passed away. This changed everything about what was going on and what was happening and what was going to happen. I thought I was only going to stay here until they reopen things back up and then possibly even fly back home. But when she died and she passed away, that changed everything. Now I really needed the support from anybody and everyone who can help me. And I've been trying to do my best to go and talk to a lot of organizations in this area, and I have been getting a lot of no's from a lot of people. But even during that time, many of you have been continuing to support me this whole 5 months. That has actually built up on my GoFundMe. If you go on my GoFundMe, it shows how much has actually been given to me on my GoFundMe. But just because it says what it says on there doesn't mean that it's there, because I have been using it for all kinds of different stuff that I have needed here, for clothes for my children because they didn't have any clothes, for accommodations, for rentals, for vehicles that we needed, food, so on and so forth. And this place here has been the 4th place that I've actually stayed at. Along with that, I've had to pay attorney fees, which is the immigration consultant that has applied for my extension to stay here. So I've had to pay somebody to help me apply for my extension. Along with that application, I've had to pay for other things that we needed ourselves to continue to keep going. And I know that a lot of people have asked, a lot of people have questioned and shared, how are you doing? How are things? Are you still needing help? this is what I'm going to say to everybody. Yes, I do. I don't know how long I'm going to continue to go on like this. I do know this. Now, this is the meat of it all. I just recently spoke to somebody who's been helping me out here. And they basically told me that there are people that are keeping an eye on me. There is a chance that I could lose my children. If I cannot support my children and I cannot keep them safe and have a roof over their heads, there is a chance that I can lose my kids, and I do not want that. Now, right now, the way they see things, because I have been able to provide a roof over their heads, I've got them into school, there's food, they're safe, they're warm, they're comfortable, they're happy. They don't have any reason to take my kids away from me. But if for some reason anything changes and I can no longer provide for them, they're going to take my kids away. What they're going to do with me is most likely they're going to put me somewhere, and they're going to keep me somewhere until they either fly me back home or something. But what will happen to my children is that they will go into the system and I will lose them to the system, and I don't want that. So right now, with everything that's going on and everything that's been happening, this is the last thing that I want. And I didn't even want to hear the news that that's what's happening. So that actually really put me on my toes in regards of what needs to happen. So recently I posted on my TikTok that I needed your guys' prayers. I've also posted it on Instagram for those of you to keep me in your prayers, because I do need financial support. If there is anything that I need, it is financial support. Many of you have asked if you can mail me stuff, if you can, and right now I don't know, because I don't even know if I'm going to be able to stay here, and I don't even know for how long. The guy that I'm renting the place from has said that we can stay here for as long as we need to until I get on my feet. But I have to pay the rent here. And if I don't have the money to pay the rent here, I can't stay here. And if I can't stay here, then where are we going to go? And if we don't have nowhere to go, and these organizations find out that myself and my children are homeless, they're going to wind up taking my kids away from me. And I don't want that. I truly believe that God is going to work some kind of miracle. He's going to put me in a place where things are going to turn out okay. And I got to keep telling myself over and over and over and over that God is going to provide, because He has been. It's been 5 months and He's continuing to provide. There has been people that have challenged themselves to say, look, I'm willing to help you monthly, and I am fine with that. If they are willing to make that kind of commitment to help me out, let me tell you, I could not appreciate that more, especially if they're willing to make the commitment. I'm not asking people to do this. People are wanting to help me. People are wanting to make the sacrifice to help me and my children. And there is nothing more that I can appreciate right now than any kind of support. I don't care if it's prayer, if you're just wanting to talk and say, hey, look, Alex, we're here for you. You can do this. Even those types of comments are really helping me out. And I can't begin to even describe, to tell you the amount of pressure that I am under. But I know that God is going to make everything work out. So setting that aside, I'm basically just going to have to continue to just be able to pay the rent. I have to be able to have the money to be able to pay the rent to help them out. Now, the other thing is that once my visa has been approved, then I'm gonna need to apply for something permanent, because that is what's holding me back from getting anything done that I need to get done to get financial support for myself and for my kids. But that in itself is going to be a challenge, because I have to come up with the money to pay the immigration to apply for whatever visa that I'm going to be applying for to stay here permanently. And yes, I am going to stay here permanently. I am not going to be taking my kids back to the US no time soon. Right now, I just really believe that this is where I need to be. This is where I need to be raising my children, and this is where I belong. It is very difficult to try and get everything that I need to pick my children up from where they are, get everything situated, and then take them back, because I'm really taking them back to nothing. I don't even know if I have a job, and I don't know if I'll be able to do it financially, because it's going to cost me a lot more to do, and there's much more work. Along with that, once we do land in the US, each and every one of us has to quarantine for 2 weeks. I don't even know what that's going to be like. And I know many of you back home are going through a lot of changes because of what's going on in your guys' states. And you know, right now in California, I know things aren't too well. So flying right now is just out of the question. I really don't think that it is a good thing for me to do, and to even put my children and put them at risk to even do that. So I know that there is a plan and a purpose, and the reason why I am here at this time, and why God allowed me to show up here when I did, because I did try to come a lot sooner and I wasn't able to. But I believe that God has a plan, and I know He's going to work things out, and I know He's going to do things according to His will, and I just have to continue to believe. What I need from you guys is any support that you guys can give me, and I know many of you guys are going through difficult times yourselves, and if you cannot help, I don't need your help in that way. But I would ask that you guys keep me in your prayers and continue to pray for me and my children, that God does provide and God does put it in the hearts of people to help me out. Again, for those of you who have helped, for those of you who have been giving towards our cause and towards my journey and towards what my children and I have been doing, we do appreciate and love each and every one of you for all the support that you have given us. And my children and I, every single night, we pray for every single one of you, for all the support that you guys give us, for all the love that you guys give us. And we can't appreciate you guys. I mean, let me tell you, I can't even talk about it, because it hits me really hard to know that there are people who are willing to help us out, because I really don't consider myself anybody special, and it blows me away to know that people are willing to help me and know how much money we've actually raised for this. And I have God to thank first, and then I have you guys to thank for helping us out. But this is where we're at. This is what I'm facing right now. This is the difficulties that I am in right now. I don't want to lose my kids. I don't want to lose being where we're at, because this is the cheapest place. Now, if I can move out into another place and sign a lease, if somebody would be willing to do it, it would be so much cheaper to get out of an Airbnb and go into a home that's for lease. Now, there is an organization who's willing to help us out with furniture and things like that, which is great, because we won't have to pay for any furniture. They're going to provide the furniture for us, but it is going to be so much cheaper for me to stay somewhere that's not an Airbnb. The reason why this place is costing me what it is because it's fully furnished, and the furniture that's in this house is not mine. So please keep us in prayer that God gives us directions, that God shows us where we need to be, that God puts it in my heart to continue to go forward, and that I continue to have faith that God is going to provide for us. So again, guys, right now I'm just going to leave you guys with that, and I want to thank you guys for all your support and everything you've done. I just feel like I'm repeating myself right now. If you guys have any questions as to what you can do to help, leave them down in the comment section. I will post down in the description below where you can go if you do want to help us out financially. If you want to do a monthly thing, you can. If you want to do a one-time thing, that is completely up to you. It is up to you how you guys want to help. If you want to pray for us, keep us in your prayers. If you want to just come and support us by sharing and commenting on the videos, then please do. Anything helps right now. And I honestly can use all the help that anybody can really offer, no matter what part of the world you're in or what language you speak. As long as I know that there's somebody there who's saying, you can do this, you got this, that's enough for me. Again, guys, thank you guys so much for all the love and support that you show me and my children. God loves you. God bless you. And I will see you guys on the next video.